What are the ethical concerns with AI?
Oh, that
That's
is a
not a
hot
that's
take.
not a short question, but
No, 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 but we could talk about it. I mean, I think it's a growing field, and there are so many issues, that we've seen even, to this day. And one aspect is fairness of AI. How do we consider, diversity of a population and be fair to every individual that's within a particular population? There are instances where it's better to be on the safe side of diversity and considering every individual because oftentimes models can be so biased against other individuals. One example that comes to my mind, very prominent AI individual in ophthalmology, Jayshree Kalpathy Kramer. She actually has a data set of ophthalmology images from around the world. And interestingly enough, there is a significant difference in the biology of an individual's eye depending on their race. And so, if you have models that are primarily trained in America, it will primarily match, what is the racial makeup in America. But then she also has a data set in India, and yeah, the images are just so different. And so, learning how to train a model that can be fair and considerate, yeah, and also personalized to each individual, I believe is one aspect. There can also be, fairness taken in, the complete opposite direction. Recently Google, had a generative AI that, yeah, almost made fairness a little bit too fair. Yeah, yeah, and so, yeah, I don't want to say too fair, but yeah, but it can be almost, yeah, too considerate. I mean, that's where we want to be though, and I think it's better to be on that side, yeah, than anything else. And so, yeah, and there's also, a lot of considerations for, a lot of people talk about AI taking people's jobs away, and how can people support AI if it's going to, especially, yeah, with the new advances in AI, it is many individuals in many career fields that are wondering, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, am I going to still have that job? And it's a hard ethical question. And, I'm a biased person, answering this question because I do AI research, and it's a part of my life every day. But I go back to, you look at newspaper articles in the 1920s, talking about how automation in manufacturing was going to steal everybody's jobs. And what it actually ended up doing is taking away the burden to do a particular task, and gave humanity more opportunities to focus on things that AI can't do. And yeah, there's certain creativity and ingenuity that we as humans still have, and looking at how we can partner with AI and combine those things, can combine our ingenuity and combine AI and yeah, seamlessly. And so, really, these days, I believe that AI can be seen almost as a centaur. We are individual units, operating together in unison with AI. Yeah, working together to make decisions and using AI to help us, especially with the more tedious tasks.
Mhm. Excellent. What is bias in AI?
Bias in AI. So bias occurs especially when you train model on data that is not well diversified. And so, there have been some issues, especially with medical data in the United States, where we've seen models trained disproportionately on, a particular racial population, at the cost of another. And having that, will actually make the model benefit that particular population over the other patient population. And so bias occurs when, one, we're not thinking about the data that we're using to train our model, and also when we don't architect our model in such a way that could be robust to some of those biases.
What jobs will AI replace?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a hard question. I could see AI replacing, yeah, a handful of jobs. I think that, especially with the advent of self-driving, that's probably one of the more likely jobs to be replaced. Any job, yeah, that requires driving. I believe even, yeah, 10 to 15 years from now, driving might become, yeah, a thing of the past for most people. And so I think that could possibly replace, yeah, self-driving could possibly take a number of jobs away. And so there probably needs to be policies put in place, yeah, in consideration of, yeah, those individuals. Other jobs, a lot of people are concerned about it taking the place of computer programmers, accountants, and various other jobs that uh, are at the computer doing various technical tasks with programming or Excel spreadsheet. I really believe that, at least in the short term, it will really just help people get more work done, and the amount of bandwidth that we have will be greatly increased. That might have a byproduct of, yeah, having fewer jobs available for individuals. And so I think it will be very important to think about policy measures that we can put in place uh, for consideration of, yeah, those individuals that will be losing, yeah, their jobs or need to transition
Mhm.
to something else.
What AI do you use in your real slash day-to-day life?
ChatGPT. I am a ChatGPT Pro subscriber, unashamed, and yeah, I really do like it to, give, yeah, some initial passes to different papers that I'm reviewing, maybe even to, an exam that I'm writing for my daily teaching, just, as a sanity check to make sure that um, there isn't any typos, there isn't any error in logic. Now, you have to be careful because ChatGPT operates more like a B minus C plus student at this point. And so, what you have as an assistant, a B minus C plus student, helping you out in small things. And so, yeah, but I do like it. It increases my bandwidth to see certain things that I don't typically see. And the amazing thing about AI and ChatGPT is, yeah, writer's block. I feel like I don't have as much writer's block these days because I can simply go to ChatGPT, say, "Hey, I'm thinking about a few ideas. Can you bounce off some things with me?" And it's almost my own personal assistant to help me think about topics, help me to think about items. Again, the assistant is a C minus and B plus student, and so you have to, yeah, give it a little bit of patience, but with the right prompting, you can get some interesting ideas from it.
What do you think is the future of AI?
Wow. So I didn't realize AI was going to come this far, especially when I first began about 10 years ago. Um, it's amazing to see, especially the progress in the past 2 years. I see AI improving everybody's daily life in such a significant way. AI changing the way that we drive. I don't think that we're going to drive anymore. Even changing general processes of supply chains, our own products, even the food that we eat. There's just so many areas that AI can touch, and I feel so much low hanging fruit in the whole world where AI can be used to benefit. I'm even working with some economists in international development that are really keen on how to implement AI in their systems to improve, yeah, improve quality of life of individuals in developing countries, making sure that they receive the proper food and nutrition as well as education and other factors, and using AI as a process to identify what's been going well, what are areas to work on. That's just one example of just so many things. I really believe AI will impact everything, even this building that we're standing in. It's going to be a smart building. It's going to be able to moderate its temperature. It's going to be capable of, yes, so many things, security and other aspects, and we already see some of that already.
Mhm.
And I think we're just going to see it in a much greater measure.
Excellent.